Now, do I think that Kendrick don't deserve to headline? Not necessarily. I just look at it as like this just feels like an extension of a battle or a beef because he hasn't put out any new original music other than the battle. You get what I'm saying? So it feels like almost a payoff from the battle. Regardless, here's the thing. And I think the point about Wayne that a lot of people were trying to make, it kind of rings true because, I'm gonna read what Boosie said, but for everybody who's been questioning, like, oh no, if you're trying to pick up for Wayne, it's just because you like Drake and you're just mad that no. It's not necessarily that you're mad at Kendrick. You're mad that Wayne's getting snubbed. I don't think that if you think this would have happened anywhere else, Jay-Z's from New York. Jay-Z's from Brooklyn. If you think Jay-Z would have the Super Bowl here with a rap artist, and I've seen a lot of people message me and they were like, no, look at the last Super Bowl in New York. It had people not from New York performing. We're not talking about pop artists or R&B artists. We're talking about rap. Rap is a really regional type of, it has a really, in rap, there's a regionality connection to the majority, actually, not the majority, every artist. Like, part of Drake's story and content is that he's from Toronto. Part of Meek Mill's story is that he's from Philly. Part of 50, Jay, Locks is because they're from Nas. Like, it's because they're from New York. So there's a regionality connection. I don't know where Post Malone is from. It could be from Idaho. It could be from motherfucking North Dakota. I don't know, right? I don't even know where is Usher from. I don't know. Like, I know he spent some time in Atlanta, but like, I don't know where Usher's from. So like, when it comes to R&B singers, we don't really care. Or we don't really know. Pop stars as well, right? Like, for example, Taylor Swift. I don't know where Taylor Swift's from. I think if we say most rappers, you could identify regionally where they're from because that's what their music's about. And also, usually before they bubble up to the national scene, their region is usually giving them the vote of confidence that their music kind of represents that region, the plight of somebody come up in that region, and they build a buzz up in that region. For example, again, we could name any rapper. If we say Dirk, you're gonna know Chicago, right? If we say Moneybagg Yo, you're gonna know Memphis. If you know the artist and you know their music reasonably well, the rapper, you're probably gonna know their region. So for everybody who was saying, why do we care that it's New Orleans? If it was, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is my opinion. If it wasn't a rapper, I wouldn't care. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't care. Like if they gave it to Ed Sheeran, right? If they gave it to Ed Sheeran, I wouldn't give a fuck because I know that somebody's going to be in his ear to say, bring out Wayne for a song or two, right? But when it comes to rap, right? And also, I think what happens is that, Jay-Z took over the Super Bowl halftime show. He took over this whole thing in 2001, not 2001, 2021. And I think, and what happened is that in 2022, when the Super Bowl went down in Inglewood, California, it was a theme of giving it to rappers that were from the West Coast. Now, again, let me see who was the performers. They gave it to. 50 was a guest because Eminem got brought out, but Eminem was really with Dr. Dre. There was a showcase in Aftermath, so we had pretty much Dr. Dre, Snoop. Obviously, Mary still came out, but Kendrick was represented. The West Coast was kind of represented on a big level. Now, again, as I said, only because we're talking about rap. If this was pop or R&B, we probably don't care because we would know Wayne would get brought out anyway. But for another rapper to headline in a city that you've carried on your back for 15 years, that does look a little weird, right? I don't think they would have, and I've seen some people, I think people really believe New York is pussy. They said that they believe that Kendrick would be headlining in New York. Nigga, Jay-Z got too much pride to make Kendrick headline in New York. Jay-Z nor no rapper from New York would be jacking Kendrick Lamar, a nigga who said on Control, what he say on Control? He's like, I'm the king of New York. You would look like a bitch making a nigga who rapped on Control talking about, say he's juggling both coasts in one hand, he's a king of New, all of that shit. If you let that nigga go headline the Super Bowl, remember this is rap shit we talk about. We're not just talking about performance, it's rap shit. If you let Kendrick Lamar headline the Super Bowl in New York, the whole New York is pussy. And Jay wouldn't do that. Jay wouldn't do that. Before Jay does that, Jay would just say he's headlining the motherfucking thing. You get what I'm saying? So I don't believe that Kendrick would be headlining Super Bowl in Jay-Z's home city. But of course, when it comes to New Orleans, it's just not the same as New York. And also, we have to realize that Jay-Z had access to grind with Drake, access to grind with Wayne. And I know he was seen with Wayne two weeks ago at the Fanatics party. Look, you know what I mean? It's not like they've been actively feuding, but they got into it years ago, and we're going to play some videos later on about how they got into it. Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, Fanatics. Yeah, they were at the 40-40. Where is it? Look, see? But let me tell you this, man. I keep telling you, Jay-Z is a rattlesnake. You feel me? He's a rattlesnake. You know what I mean? He right next to you. Actually, is he a rattlesnake? It's one of those snakes where, like, they're right next to you and you don't really hear them until the last moment when they right about to bite. Yeah. The whole time, Wayne over here probably trying to chop it up with Jay, trying to make sure, like, yo, Jay probably be like, yo, shit. You know you're going to kill that Super Bowl 59, you know? Chilling with Jay. You get what I'm saying? But of course, the snake is always right next to you. You feel me? This whole time, Jay was looking at him like, this bitch nigga think he finna headline this shit. Let me find a way to snake him. You get what I'm saying? A true snake stays right next to you in every picture, and that is none other than Sean Carter, a.k.a. the Rattlesnake nigga, a.k.a. Hove. All right? So, essentially, you know, they haven't had a bad relationship. And I know what some of y'all going to say, and we'll get to it, because Wayne did say, you know, Jay helped him out with some taxes shit. And everybody believes that means that Jay just couldn't still have any animosity for Wayne. Jay's an ultra competitive dude. That's why I always tell you, and that's why I was telling you about the Game 2 thing with Drake. Jay-Z lost the battle, but he used every win in life afterwards to make sure it was abundantly seen that he won at life, and he won overall. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think he's beefing with Wayne. I don't think he hates Wayne. But Wayne at one point was saying that he's the best rapper alive. He was basically almost trying to dethrone Jay. There was almost at one time too, Birdman was chomping or kind of popping the shit like, yo, me and my son got more money than you. So you know what Jay does? Shits on them in the most subtle way. Yeah, you got more money than me, but I had to help you with your taxes, little nigga. Yeah, you bet you a better rapper than me, but nigga, I run the shit for my city, nigga. When Super Bowl comes to your city, hopefully Kendrick brings you on stage. Like he's sunning them. That's what it is. It's not beef. Jay-Z, what he's really good at is rewriting history because of how successful he is. I don't know if y'all realize that. Jay has rewritten history based on the positions he's given out and other people he don't like, he's shunned. That their history is almost like, it kind of look almost pathetic, including how we look at Dame to a certain extent. Jay's pretty good at that. So him snubbing Wayne, it's not him hating Wayne. That's him putting Wayne in his place. Bruv, yo, remember when you were saying that you were the best rapper alive and all that, and remember you thought that you was going to like, you know, when it was all said and done, you was going to be ranked over me? Well, when the Super Bowl come to your city, nigga, you don't even headline that shit.